Hi there, it's Gina Gardner here, and today is the 7th of a 7-day happiness challenge. I wonder how happy you are and how often you wish that you were happier. As I said, my name's Gina Gardner. I'm an international #1 best-selling author. I'm an empowerment and relationship coach, and I deal with transformational leadership. What I've learned over my well over 30 years of experience in empowering and in helping people to step into their potential is that happiness is a state of mind that you can choose or not. That sounds very simplistic, but even on the darkest days, there are things to appreciate and be happy about. Over the last 6 days, I've shared with you a number of strategies which I know work. I've used them with countless people, and they've found that they've enhanced their life hugely. Today's theme is that of hope and optimism. Now, people very often see themselves as cup half empty or cup half full people. But whatever you are, it's important to recognize that that's your choice. You may be somebody who sees yourself as a pessimist, but you don't have to stay that way. You may turn around and say, well, I'm not pessimistic, I'm realistic. And I think there's a really important distinction to make between being optimistic and look for the best in people, believe that the world is benign, the universe is actually something which is giving you an opportunity to learn and grow rather than being destructive. And in that is very different to blind optimism, where you keep going on without looking at the data and taking sensible precautions and strategically planning. Being optimistic has been discovered through lots and lots of research, means that you are more likely to be happy, that you are more likely to be healthy, because in your optimism, you will be much more inclined to release the hormones, the feel-good ones, dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, rather than the stress hormones of adrenaline, cortisol, and hydrocortisone. Optimistic people actually do better in life because they're looking for opportunities. I'm reminded of a program that was on a couple of years ago by Derren Brown, where he gave people an opportunity to look at how lucky they were. It was an experiment they didn't know, but he actually he asked people to grade themselves, I'm lucky or I'm unlucky. And the gentleman who said that he was the unluckiest person in the world proved actually that it wasn't about being unlucky, it was about being unobservant. And in this experiment, they put little cards with his name and please ring this number. And the cards got bigger and bigger till it was poster size, and he still didn't see it. It was only when that message was on the side of the hugest pantechnicon that you can think of that he actually noticed. Optimistic people are more open to opportunities. Pessimistic people close themselves down because what they think is it's never going to work. And if you think it's not going to work, then it won't. If you're optimistic that it will work and that you use your optimism in a constructive way, then you'll look for ways to make it work. And in doing that, you will be happier, happier in your own skin, happier with what you achieve, happier with the world in general. If you believe that everybody is a threat, that's what they become. If you believe that people are trustworthy until they prove otherwise, then you will behave with them in a way that brings the best out in them. Now, I'm not suggesting that you're silly about this and that you're trusting with your money with people you don't know, for example. But as you go into a relationship, whether that's a work relationship or a personal relationship, choosing to see the best in that person, being optimistic about that relationship until they prove otherwise, I would suggest to you is going to give you a much happier outcome than if you immediately assume the worst of people, because they then tend to live up to your expectations. Optimistic people look for times to laugh. They're more likely to laugh than they are to complain. Optimistic people look for lemonade out of lemons. They see problems as an opportunity. And if you go through life where you're looking for opportunities rather than looking for things to go wrong, you're going to have a very, very different quality of life. And inevitably, through that, you're going to be happier. Now, you may not be familiar with the fact that I and my good friend Rachel Davidson do genuine chats, and we do those on a regular basis. And they are on the website, which is genuinely-u.com. That's genuinely, then hyphen, and then the word u.com. And there is a podcast there which goes into huge detail about hope and optimism and different ways to approach it. I haven't got time to do it on this Facebook Live, but I really urge you, go to the website and look for the genuine chat on hope and optimism. 17 different ways I've identified of developing greater hope and greater optimism. Now, you might turn around to me and say, but it's all right for you. What do you know? Well, I've learned to walk twice as an adult. I still use a wheelchair. I've had my challenges. I've lost a number of people who were very dear to me. There have been all sorts of challenges in my life. But I made the distinct choice that I was going to have a happy life, that I didn't want to dwell on all of the negative things that have happened, that I was going to look at what I could do rather than what I couldn't, that I was going to look for the best in people and going to believe in that the universe is really, if you like, it's my classroom. Everything that happens to me is an opportunity for me to grow and learn. And by doing that, then the universe has generally, I believe, been very good to me. I know that there are some people that find that hard to believe. You know, you've been in a wheelchair twice, you still use a wheelchair. But out of that came a very clear strategy for developing people, to get them to see themselves as empowered and powerful. Not powerful in the sense of, if I'm powerful, then you have to be weak. But how can I be powerful, stand into my genius, if you like, be the best I can be? And how can I help you be the best you can be? And that was very successful. My school was on the best 100 schools in England list twice during my tenure as head teacher. And it served me well. I use it with individuals, couples, teams, whole organisations. Now, I'd like to think that I would have developed that anyway, but who knows? And I suspect that if I did, it would have taken me a lot longer to come to the conclusion that I couldn't control things, and that it was much better to help people step into their power rather than me to try and control everything. I believe that we have the choice to look for opportunities to be happy, to make it as easy as possible. Remember the challenge in terms of the criteria we use around being happy, that we can look for things to be grateful for, and all of those really make a difference in terms of how happy we are. We don't have to be happy about every event to be happy, but having hope that things are going to be better. And, you know, even in my darkest days, when I suddenly found myself completely wheelchair bound, unable to get a cup out of the cupboard unless somebody left me one on the side, I couldn't make a drink. What kept me going was, this too will pass. I will get better at managing this. Tomorrow the sunshine's going to come up, and even if it's a cloudy day, I know that the sun is there. So for me, hope and optimism really is the bedrock of choosing to live a happy and fulfilling life. So thanks for joining me on the challenge. I'd love to know what you think. Please share this. We live in a world that's full of fear and unhappiness at the moment. And I think every opportunity to spread the happiness, to spread the lightness is really important. And you can help do that. Remember, lots of resources, free ones, and lots of programs on the genuinely-u.com website. You can get a free digital download of Thriving Not Surviving, the 5 secret pathways to happiness, success and fulfillment. And I go into much more detail about how you can choose to be happy. And that's on the website. You can get a free digital download of that. You can also sign up for free for my TV series, Genuinely You. Have a look at the Thrive Tribe. If you want to belong to a group of people who are like-minded, who really want to make a difference, who want to be the best they can, then explore that too. And you'll find that on genuinely-you.com. And I'll put the link in the comments. So thanks very much, and I look forward to seeing you again. Take care now. Bye.